There we go.
Okay. Yeah, looks good.
Cool.
um,
Right.
yeah, I'm really excited about two. It's a.
Yeah,
I think it'll be one of the best albums of the year. It's great.
cool. Thank you. Yeah, we're excited to have it out. It's been a process, as making records are, and we went as hard as we possibly could. So it's
Good.
exciting to have it out there and just kind of see what it does.
Cool.
So yeah.
Like, tell me about the process. How long does it take?
Well,
What's your creative process?
yeah. Well, we had been writing the songs for probably like 2 years up until the record was recorded. So um, So most of the songs, I'd say like the last song, "Famous Waves," was the last one
Okay.
written before we went in. So that was probably written like 2 weeks before we recorded the record. So
Okay.
that one was fresh. But that's kind of the fun part because some of those songs you've just been playing forever, and
Right.
they're just like you just go in, you do it, and then you can add like overdubs and kind of create. You can almost make it a new song that
Right.
you just expect to happen. And then some of them, it's like they're so fresh that you're just like on the edge of your seat, like hoping that you remember. Like, but that's kind of a fun thing to capture at times too. Get that
Yeah.
fresh vibe. So. Yeah, and we went to Pachyderm Studios out in Cannon Falls, Minnesota,
Okay.
which is a really cool. It's like it was a house built in, I think it was built a really long time ago, like 100 years ago, but
Wow.
it was like updated in the 70s, and then they kept it kind of in that 70s vibe.
All right.
Um, but like one of Frank Lloyd Wright's like students like built it, so it kind of has like that type of a
Cool.
vibe. Like the porch is really cool, and yeah, it's just like really fun. There's like a pool downstairs, and then like right next to the house that we stayed in is the studio.
Okay.
So you would just kind of go between, wake up in the morning, get your coffee and whatnot, head over to
Mm.
the studio, and track for the day, and then go in between the house and you know make some dinner. We made like pizzas on the grill and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just like overall a really good experience, and I think that kind of translated to the vibe of the record.
Cool. And you
Yeah.
hammered it out all in that like one trip to that house?
Yeah, pretty much. We did a week at the house, so I think we did the basic tracks in like 3 days, and then all the overdubs and whatever. We didn't do all the mixing at the
Okay.
house. The mixing we did in Brooklyn
Okay.
at John Davis's studio, who he came to Minneapolis to record the record, and then we went to Brooklyn to mix it. A couple
Okay.
of the guys
Cool.
did, so yeah, so yeah, but that was mostly the process.
Nice. So John Davis, he did Lettuce's albums too?
Yep, yep. Or he did Fly, the
Okay.
Lettuce record. He's done like he mixed Eric Krasno's most recent
Oh
record.
yeah.
He plays bass for Jojo Mayer. You know
Okay.
Jojo Nerve, kind of like a cool like electronic. He's Jojo Mayer's just like insane drummer, like prodigy dude.
Okay.
Probably like in the top five of drummers,
Wow.
alive. Yeah, he's insane. But he's the bass player for him. So, but he also records all his records and
Okay.
whatnot. And he's worked with like Nigel Hall and like John Schofield, Mark Juliana, like a bunch of really cool people. So,
Did he
yeah.
help you get that big sound that two has?
Yeah, yeah, he definitely did. Just sonically, it was really refreshing to just be with a guy that knew how to do it, and we didn't really have to worry about anything, and he got that sound. The room is really live at Pachyderm, so that helped, but the mic choices and everything is just contributes to the thing as a whole.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
going to do a big tour for this album?
Yeah, nothing like super crazy. I mean, if we could, we would, but it's just it's kind of a process,
Yeah.
financially with such a big band and everything. But we're going to Colorado in June,
Okay.
and then we're doing some Midwest states like Chicago and Madison and Iowa. Then we're going back to Colorado in the fall. So
Cool.
we're kind of working our way. I mean, if we could, we would go to New York City and play a show or go
Yeah.
overseas, but we kind of have to wait for the right time.
Right.
But we're getting closer by the day, and
Good.
with the record, I think it's gonna help, and just we're trying to spread it and get the word out there.
Yeah. How often do you guys play live in Minneapolis?
It kind of varies. We'll probably I'd say once every 2 months or so,
Okay.
and then sometimes we'll do more. But that's probably average. That's what we would do.
Okay.
So, right, we used to play a lot more in Minneapolis, but now we're focusing more on kind of bringing them, doing more touring and whatnot, and not just relying on local shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your local following like?
Oh, it's good. It's pretty decent. It's we're really trying to create a cool scene, like young people with just digging funk music and whatnot, and I feel like it builds by the day, and it's becoming more and more relevant. And
Right on.
with the new record out, a lot of the pretty much like 5 or 6 of the stations are playing the record, like
Oh, cool.
pretty normal rotation, which is really awesome.
Yeah,
So
that's exciting.
it feels like it's cool because I feel like not a lot of bands can be played on so many stations of various styles and whatnot. So
Right.
it's really cool to be able to touch so much ground
Yeah.
with like one album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What's
Yeah.
the Minneapolis funk scene like? Are you guys kind of like the guys now?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of cool things going on. I mean, you still have like bunkers, whereas like you go there on Sunday or Monday, and Michael Bland, like Prince's drummer, and Jellybean Johnson from the Time, and Sonny Thompson, they're still kicking it there,
Okay.
playing music. So there's like that part, like the old dudes that like created, the Minneapolis sound, and were like
Okay.
great friends with Prince, played with Prince and whatnot. So that's still there. And then there's like young people kind of going off that, becoming the next generation or whatever.
Right.
Um, so there's some cool local bands. There's like a Afrobeat band called Black Market Brass that's
Okay.
really tight. You
Nice.
should check them out.
Yeah,
There's
well.
like a fusion funk band called New Sound Underground.
Okay.
That's really cool. There's a band called Nookie Jones. That's really cool. Like a vocalist, kind of like neo soul. So
Nice.
there's some things happening, and I think it's just growing and growing as we go. So the
Very
goal
good.
is to just really get a thriving, bring back the Minneapolis funk sound, but also make something, not just keep it like that, bring in the new influences and whatnot. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think your album is definitely fresh and new, but people that like old school funk are going to like this, and people that like jam band music or rock or
hmm
they want something new, they're going to like it too. So it's not derivative. It's like it's exciting and fresh and
well,
uh,
thank you. Yeah, that's the goal. There's so many influences in the band. I mean, it's crazy. Like, hip hop, obviously funk, like psychedelic music, just like indie rock, so, or instrumental, like jazz, whatever. So we try to just bring it together and not let anything like stop us from going in a new direction or whatnot. Or,
good.
yeah. So we tried to cover a lot of ground. I think we did. There's a lot of songs on it, so you could
Yeah.
you could split the record in half and take it in chunks if you wanted, if you want to process it. Yeah.
Did you guys get to meet Prince?
We didn't meet Prince, but we did. We played at Paisley Park
Okay.
with Larry Graham.
Cool.
After he had asked us to come there. Um, and he was there and everything. We saw him watch us and watching Larry Graham and whatnot, so that was
Wow.
really cool. Yeah, yeah. But we didn't personally like meet him, so but we were pretty close.
Yeah, it's close enough. That's pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
he knew who we were, so that was pretty cool. And I don't know what I would have done. I was like, what do you say? I'd rather him come up to me. So, but
Right.
yeah. So unfortunately, it won't happen now. But it's
Yeah.
cool to get his blessings and everything. So
Yeah, that's very cool.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, like, what's the process of writing all instrumental music versus, like a typical rock band or like a soul band that's more vocal focused?
Yeah, it's probably easier
Okay.
because you don't. I mean, maybe easier in its own way, but it doesn't feel like you have to wait on anyone to write lyrics or any. Because I play in some bands with lyricists, and usually the song is there before the lyrics are there.
Okay.
So it's cool that I feel like we can kind of utilize like writing in the moment easier than a vocal band would,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, here's my part, you think of a part. Sometimes it takes time to develop it and develop
Hmm.
your parts, but the writing process lately has been pretty communal, as in like, well, a lot of times like the ideas start pretty sparse and then they kind of fall into place pretty quickly, which is cool. And
Okay.
I feel like the more we are a band, the easier it gets, and just the vibe, and it gets better and better as we go. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
it's really sweet. Yeah,
It
like we
seems.
oh sorry,
No,
we
go
were
ahead.
Grotto and we recorded a song called Rich and Sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on our SoundCloud page, but that we do you know Don Blackman?
No.
Oh, he's like this really funky dude from like the late 70s. Like you should check out his record. I think it's
Okay.
just called Blackman, but it's stupid. But we just found like a song of his that we liked. We went into the studio and we're like, we're gonna write a song influenced off of this song. And
Okay.
then like 2 hours later we had a song tracked. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like kind of sometimes it's more impromptu, like write completely from nothing, and then sometimes it's someone comes in with like horn lines and like chords or whatnot, but it really varies in between those two.
Do you think it's like a pace you guys can keep up? Like make a record a year like that? Like when you're feeling inspired and getting good traction?
Yeah, I think we want to start making more records more often. We're thinking about an EP and like
Mm-hmm.
trying to get we got probably like 4 or 5 songs for that already,
Cool.
so we're probably going to go into the studio in the summer, maybe late summer or so,
Okay.
and track that. So hopefully we can get that out by fall. So that's the plan, and it'll be shorter. So it's kind of two's like a lot of songs and whatnot. So it'd be kind of cool to put something out there that's a little shorter, a little easier to process and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're just excited to put out more music, so we're
Right.
gonna
Yeah,
we
me
can.
too. I'm excited to hear more. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts to put out too much music. So yeah.
No,
Uh,
never.
Yeah. We also have a new drummer he's not on the record. He did percussion.
Okay.
LA is his name, or Arthur Buckner is the new drummer.
Okay.
He did percussion on the new record, but he didn't do the drum kit. So we're gonna record. The only song we have recorded with him is that one we did in Colorado, Rich and Sexy.
Okay.
So I'm really, and when we record with, like, just that experience alone was like really amazing. So I'm really excited to get a whole record with him nailed out, and yeah. So
Yeah, it's always fun to like inject something new into the mix, and see what happens.
yeah, totally. And we've been kind of writing intros and outros and whatnot to songs for live sets,
Okay.
utilizing like the same horn lines from some of the record, but like over a completely different groove and whatnot. So we're probably gonna put that stuff on the EP. So it'll be kind of cool. It'll probably be like a concept EP of some sort,
Okay.
So you hear it and you'd be like, oh, that's that song, but different. So
Nice.
be kind of fun to loop it in like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I love your horn section. Like,
Thank-
you
yeah.
think it kind of replaces the vocals? I mean, like it's almost like they're doing the singing parts.
Yeah, totally. That's how we think of it because try to keep it, not make sure no one's getting bored. So that is how we treat the horn section. So sometimes the melody will be more prominent and sometimes it will be more subtle, but that is really how we see it. And especially live, they have a lot of energy and whatnot. So they are kind of like the front the front duo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just two guys.
Yep. Saxophone and trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah, some on the record we had trombone and Barry and flute. Our saxophone player plays flute also,
Okay.
and Barry, so he did that. And then we had a trombone player come in for a couple tracks. So we did some overdubs, made it a little thicker, but some of the songs are just the two horns. I'd
Okay.
say most of the songs are just the two horns. So
Okay.
yeah,
And then, like, what's your formation as a musician?
like what do I?
How'd you get into it? How'd you start as a kid and become a
Oh,
professional musician?
yeah. I started when I was really young playing. I'm the guitar player in the band. Or one of the two guitar players. So, but yeah, I started we just had a guitar around the house when I was like 5 years old, and I would just like strum it open. But I was just like in love with music since I was like tiny. I mean, I really liked blues when I was young, and
Okay.
like and like funk. I love James Brown. But when I was like 5 years old, I was like obsessed with blues
Wow.
and funk. So it's kind of been in me for a while. I've gone through tons of stages, and I still like lots of different styles. But
Okay.
yeah, I took some guitar lessons and whatnot, and then probably around like when I was like 13, 12 or 13 is when I would just like play guitar all day, go home after school and put in like 6 hours a day. And it just
Wow.
kind of from there, yeah, I don't even play that much anymore, but helped out that I put a lot of time in back in the day. But yeah, so just from there, and then I went to school for it. A lot of us met in college, music college,
Okay.
so, in St. Paul, Minnesota, a place called McNally Smith College of Music.
Okay.
That's where I think only one person didn't go there.
All right.
If we graduated or not, we all went there. So yeah, and then yeah, just started a funk band. We started with we would do a lot of covers, like we did like James Brown and we did some Soulive and like Lettuce and that type of stuff, and then
Okay.
it kind of just developed into its own thing over time, and
Right on.
some members have changed since then, and yeah, so
That's cool.
yeah, totally.
And then, like, do you have a day job?
I teach guitar
Okay.
Monday through Wednesday, so that's yeah, that's it.
Are the other guys like kind of the same? Like they started playing their instrument when they were a little kid, and they're in the band, and then they teach music. And are you guys like always involved in music?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone that has like a normal day job that doesn't involve music. So
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty much, it's nice because there's not a lack of dedication, from anyone, or it doesn't feel like anyone's disconnected from, music, or we can talk, like music, and everyone understands what we're saying in the band and get
Right.
stuff done quicker and whatnot. So yeah, we're all pretty into it. So
Cool.
yeah.
So you guys self-publish this album, right? Like you don't have a label.
Nope. Yeah, just independent. So yo.
How's the business side of being in a big band work? Like as far as touring and as far as like putting out
Yeah.
your own music on your own label and doing all your own marketing. Is that what you have to do?
Yeah, basically, it's a learning process every day. I'm kind of, I'm like, I want people to hear this record, so we're kind of figuring it out. We have a manager and booking agent. He does both, who's really helpful, and then we have like a PR guy for like local show, or tour PR. So he'll like reach out to the towns and the radio stations and whatnot.
Okay.
And we're doing a radio campaign through Powderfinger Productions, is what they're called,
Okay.
and they do like the Motet and Lettuce and a bunch of bands like that. So we're trying to do it as big as possible as being an independent artist. Trying not to cut any corners when it comes to just what people do when they release a record. So
Okay.
yeah, just kind of waiting out, see what happens. But
Good.
yeah, seems like things are picking up. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't exactly. We're just figuring it out. We're
Okay.
gonna go as we go, working as hard as we possibly can to get it out there. So
Great.
yeah, appreciate people like you who take the time to listen and enjoy the record and write it up and whatnot. So yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are what
My
keeps
pleasure.
it going. So.
If you could play any venue in the world, what would it be?
Oh man, that's tough. I do really want to play Red Rocks,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Colorado. That'd be really cool. Probably. I mean, like North Sea Jazz Fest would be really cool, or something like overseas would be really tight,
Yeah,
like Fuji
exactly.
Rock or something like that. I really want to go overseas and play. That would be really cool. Carnegie Hall would be nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a ton. I don't know. Yeah, outside. That's probably why I say Red Rocks, because it's just like so pretty and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
What about a festival? Like, if you could play any festival, what would you want to play?
Ooh, that's tough. Probably. Um, hmm. Maybe like Coachella or something like that. Just because they have a lot of eclectic music, so it'd be kind of cool to be on a bill like that.
Right.
Yeah. But there's tons of festivals I would like to play. Like Fuji Rock would be really. That's in Japan.
Yeah, that'd
Which
be exciting.
Yeah, that would be really tight. Something like that, I would probably enjoy. So,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
nice.
totally.
Um, so yeah, thanks for making a great record. Do you have anything else you want to say about Two and the band PHO? And oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Why did you name it after the delicious Vietnamese soup?
Because it's so good. No, we actually, when we started the band, we were called Noodle. We
Okay.
played one show as Noodle, and it just didn't feel right.
Okay.
We had an MC that night, and he's like, when I say noodle, you all say noodle, and like, and we were kind of like, oh crap, like, I don't know about this name. Um, so the bass player at the time, his dad suggested going by Pho or Pho, and
Uh-huh.
was like, it's just three letters, and people will say, "Oh, we're going to the Pho show," or like "Pho show," or like. So we were just like, "Yeah, that sounds good." We went with it, and there's no turning back now. So
Yeah.
it's short and fun, and we pronounce it Pho. We don't really like use like the noodle soup as a logo or anything
Right.
anymore, so we can make less of like a we're pronouncing it wrong, just be like, no, it's just three letters and it says faux.
Yeah.
We kind of people love to tell us that we say it wrong and whatnot, and yeah, and it's kind of funny, so we just go with it. But yeah, you can say it however you want. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most Americans are going to have a hard time with the Vietnamese pronunciations.
Yeah, exactly. Most people do call it faux here in the States, so yeah, but some people don't. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, works. It does. I think you have to have the thing over the O for fa,
Okay.
and there's not one on our name, so technically you would say faux, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's a two's an excellent record, and thanks for reaching out to me and sharing it. And I wish you guys a lot of success, and I look forward to hearing a lot more great music from you in the next few years.
Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate the coverage, and we'll keep in touch and send you stuff as it comes and whatnot. So
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
sounds
totally.
great.
Cool. Yeah, and we'll send you if you send me your address and whatnot, we can send you a CD. So
Okay,
want one? So
sure.
yeah,
Okay,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll hit you up. All right.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
All right, bye.